Picture this. You're scrolling through Instagram, sipping your flat white, and there it is again. Another Aussie multi-millionaire flaunting their Bondi penthouse or their latest Tesla parked out front of a Sunshine Coast mansion. You roll. Your eyes mutter good for them and go back to stressing about your rent, your car rego, or that sneaky after-pay bill creeping up. Sound familiar? Mate, you're not alone. Millions of Aussies are stuck in this grind, working harder than a tradie in summer, yet still feeling like financial freedom is a pipe dream reserved for the lucky few. But here's the kicker. It's not luck. It's a playbook. A set of moves the rich listers use to turn their cash into more cash while you're still figuring out if you can afford Avio on toast this week. Let's get real for a sec. Money. Stress is choking the life out of us. A 2024 report from the Australian Bureau of Statistics showed that over 60% of Aussies feel financially insecure at least once a month. That's more than half of us sweating over bills, dodging debt collectors, or wondering why our super balance looks more like a phone number than a retirement fund. Meanwhile, the rich listers, think Gina Reinhart, Twiggy Forrest, or even that crypto bro down the street who's suddenly driving a Lambo, aren't losing sleep. Why? Because they've cracked the code. They've got a playbook that turns every dollar into a worker bee, buzzing away to make more dollars while they sip cocktails on a yacht. And you're still slogging it out, hoping a pay rise or a scratchy win will save you. Spoiler, it won't. Here's the brutal truth. The system's rigged against the average Aussie. Wages have barely budged in real terms since 2013. ABS data pegs wage growth at a measly 2.1% last year, while inflation's chugging along at 3.5%. Rents up 12% in capital cities, and don't even get me started on house prices. Sydney's median is now $1.6 million, or about 14 times the average full-time salary. You do the math. Actually don't, it's depressing. Point is, the old work hard, save up, buy a house dream is dead for most of us. So why are the rich getting richer while you're stuck choosing between Netflix and groceries? It's not because they're smarter or harder working. It's because they've got the playbook and you don't. Yet. Now, before you chuck this aside and say, yeah, nah, I'm not a rich lister, this isn't for me, hear me out. I get it. You weren't born with a silver spoon. Maybe. You're a single mom juggling daycare costs, a uni student drowning in HECS debt, or a 40-something tradie who's sick of living paycheck to paycheck. Life's lashed you around a bit, and the idea of smashing money goals feels like a cruel joke. But that's exactly why you need this. The Rich Lister's playbook isn't just for the elite. It's a set of principles anyone can steal, tweak, and use to claw their way out of the hole. And no, it's not about dodgy get-rich-quick schemes or selling essential oils on Facebook. It's about real, actionable moves that turn your money into a weapon instead of a burden. Let's talk leverage, because this is where it gets spicy. You've been told debt's the devil. Pay off your credit card, smash that car loan, avoid the bank like it's a tax audit. Fair go, right? Except the rich use debt like a bloody superpower. They borrow to buy assets. Think investment properties or businesses that grow faster than the interest they're paying. Say you snag a $500K rental in Brisbane at 5% interest. If that place grows 7% a year, not crazy, given CoreLogic data shows 8.1% growth in 2023, you're making $35K while only paying $25K in interest. That's $10K profit for doing sweet FA, and the tenants covering the repayments. Meanwhile, you're sweating to pay off a $20K personal loan for a ute that's losing value faster than a politician's promises. See the gap? Now don't get me wrong, this isn't a free-for-all. The rich listers aren't reckless. They're calculated. They've got advisors, they crunch numbers, and they don't bet the farm on a single roll of the dice. But you don't need a fancy suit or a harborside office to start thinking like this. You just need to flip the switch from debt's bad to debt's a tool. Easier said than done when you're flat out like a lizard drinking, I know. But that's why we're here breaking it down together. Here's where you come in, because this isn't a one-way yarn. What's your money story? Are you drowning in hex debt from a degree that's collecting dust? Busting your chops as a FIFO worker but still skint by payday? Or maybe you're a small biz owner who's sick of the ATO taking half your profit? Drop it in the comments. Seriously, I want to hear it. This playbook's not some ivory tower crap. It's for real Aussies like you, and your story might just spark the next big idea for someone else reading this. Let's hit another gem from the playbook. Multiple streams. The rich don't rely on one paycheck. They've got rent coming in, dividends from shares, a side hustle flogging artisanal dog collars, whatever works. ABS data from 2024 says 7.3 million Aussies still depend on a single wage, while the top 10% average 3 income sources. That's not a coincidence. You don't need to be a mogul to start. Chuck $500 into an ETF, rent out your spare room on Airbnb, or flog some old gear on Gumtree. It's not sexy, but it's a start. The rich listers didn't build Rome in a day either. They stacked bricks, one at a time. And here's a cheeky bit of provocation. Stop bloody whinging about the cost of living and start gaming it. Petrol's $2 a liter? Carpool or get an e-bike. Groceries up 10%? Hit Aldi and batch cook like a pro. The rich don't cry over inflation. They adapt. You can too. It's not about being a tight arse. It's about freeing up cash to throw at stuff that actually grows. So, quick CTA before we move on. If this is hitting home, smash that subscribe button. We're unpacking this playbook together, and I'm not here to flog you a course or a dodgy pyramid scheme. This is free, fair dinkum advice to get you ahead. Share this with a mate who's as broke as you are. Misery loves company, but winning's better together. Righto, mate. We've laid the groundwork. The rich listers have a playbook, and it's not magic, it's method. You've got the mindset shift and the big picture analysis from blocks 1 and 2, so now it's time to roll up your sleeves and get practical. This block's all about giving you the tools, steps, and real numbers to start stealing their moves and smashing your money goals. No fluff, no pie-in-the-sky promises, just stuff you can do today, whether you're starting with $50 or $5,000. Let's turn that yeah maybe into bloody oath I'm doing this. Step 1. Start small, invest smart. The rich don't. Sit on cash. They make it work. You don't need $1 million to start, you just need to kick off. Open an account with a micro-investing app like Rise or Spaceship, both Aussie platforms that let you chuck in as little as $5. Rise rounds up your daily spends. Say $4.80 on a coffee becomes $5 with 20C invested, while Spaceship offers low-fee ETFs. Pick their aggressive or growth portfolios. Historical returns on the ASX All Ordinaries average 8–10% annually, per Reserve Bank data. If you toss in $100 a month at 9% growth, that's $1,900 in 5 years without lifting a finger. Compare that to a savings account at 1%, you'd barely hit $150. Lesson? Even small change can grow if you plant it right. Let's talk about the problem staring us in the face. Most Aussies don't even know they're playing the game wrong. You've been sold this lie that stashing cash in a savings account at 0.5% interest is safe, while the rich are out there buying assets that grow 10% a year. You're told to pay off debt like it's a moral failing, while they're leveraging debt to build empires. You're busting your gut for a 3% raise, while they're making 300% returns on investments you've never even heard of. It's not your fault. No one taught you this stuff at school. But it's time to wake up. The gap between you and the rich listers isn't just growing. It's a bloody chasm. In 2023, the top 1% of Aussies held 23% of the nation's wealth, according to the Grattan Institute. That's up from 18% a decade ago. They're not waiting for you to catch up. They're sprinting ahead. So what's the playbook? It's a mix of mindset, strategy, and guts. It's about ditching the she'll be right attitude and taking control. It's about knowing when to save, when to spend, and when to risk it, all while the clock's ticking. Because here's the urgency. Every day you don't act, you're losing ground. Inflation's eating your savings, rent's climbing, and that dream of owning a home or retiring early slips further away. But it's not too late. The rich listers didn't start rich. Many of them were just like you, scrapping by until they figured out the game. And now, they're living proof. It works. This journey's about flipping the script. Over the next blocks, I'll break down their secrets, from how they think about money, to the exact moves they make, to the practical steps you can steal today. No fluff, no BS, just the raw truth. Because you deserve more than scraping by. You deserve to smash your money goals, whether that's ditching debt, buying a house, or just having enough to breathe easy for once. The rich listers don't own this game, they just play it better. But not anymore. You're about to get your hands on their playbook, and trust me, it's a bloody game changer. All right, mate, you're still with me, bloody legends. So, we've established the rich listers aren't just fluking their way to millions while you're stuck deciding if $5 coffees are a luxury. They've got a playbook, and it's time to rip it open and see what's inside. This isn't about sipping champagne in a private jet yet. It's about understanding the moves they make, why they work, and how you can nick them for yourself. Grab a snag and a cold one, because we're diving deep into the guts of this thing with some real talk and a few laughs along the way. First off, let's unpack the big difference: mindset. The average Aussie thinks money's this scarce thing you cling to like a lifeline. Save every cent, don't splurge, keep it safe. Rich listers? They see money as a tool, not a treasure chest. They don't hoard it. They chuck it into stuff that makes more money. Take a look at the ASX 200. It's averaged 9.5% annual returns over the last 30 years, according to Vanguard. Meanwhile, your savings account's coughing up 0.5% if you're lucky. That's not safety. That's a slow financial death. The rich know this, so they're out there buying shares, property, or even a stake in some mate's startup, while you're still counting coins for the next Woolies run. Here's a ripper example. Think about someone like Mike Cannon-Brookes, the Atlassian co-founder. He didn't get to a $20 billion net worth by stuffing cash under his mattress. He took risks, big ones, and turned a tech idea into a global juggernaut. Now, I'm not saying you need to code the next billion-dollar app. Unless you can, then go for it. But the principle? Risk isn't the enemy, it's the ticket. Most Aussies shy away from it because we've been burned. Dodgy financial advisors, that 2008 crash vibe, or just the tall poppy syndrome telling us to stay small. But the rich listers don't care about that noise. They play the long game, and they play it smart. Step 2. Hack your budget like a boss. You can't invest what you don't have, so let's free up some cash. Download Pocketbook or Money Brilliant, free Aussie apps that sync to your bank and track spending. Most of us leak $50, $100 a week on dumb stuff. Ubers when you could walk, subscriptions you forgot, looking at you, Stan free trial. Cut $75 a week, that's $39,900 a year. Chuck half into that Rai's account, $119.50, and in 10 years at 9%, you're sitting on $32,000. The other half? Pay down high-interest debt. Credit cards at 20% are a killer. Or build an emergency fund. Rich listers don't waste cash. They redirect it. Step 3. Leverage property without owning it yet. Can't afford a house? No dramas. You can still play the property game. Look at BrickX, an Aussie platform where you buy bricks, fractional shares, in rental properties for as little as $50. A brick in a $1 million Sydney unit might cost $100, and you get a slice of the rent and capital growth. In 2023, BrickX, properties average 6 to 8% returns, rent plus appreciation. Buy 10 bricks for $1,000, and if the market grows 7% a year, you're up $70 plus rent payouts. It's not a deposit, but it's a foot in the door while you save. Rich listers own assets. This is your starter pack. Step 4. Side hustle. Like a rich lister, one income's a trap. The wealthy stack streams. Got a ute? Listed on Car Next. Aussies are renting cars for $50 to $100 a day, and you keep most of it. Got a spare room? Airbnb it. Sydney hosts average $1,500 a month for a room, per Airdina stats. Even flogging old gear on Gumtree can net $200, $500 quick. Say you pull $300 a month from a hustle and invest it at 9%. In 10 years, that's $58,000. The rich don't wait for a pay rise. They hustle smarter. Pick one, start this week. Common mistakes to dodge savings accounts. Trap. Anything under 2% interest is losing to inflation. 3.5% in 2024. Move it. Lifestyle creep. Got a raise? Don't blow it on a bigger TV, invest it. Panic selling. Shares dip 5% and you bail? Rich listers ride the wave. The ASX always recovers long term. No emergency fund? One car repair can derail you. Stash 3 months' expenses, e.g. $6,000 if you spend $2K month, in a high-interest account like ING, 2.5% as of 2025. Real numbers, real results. Let's sim it. You're 30, earning $70K a year with $1,000 to start. You budget 200 month extra, hustle 200 month, and invest 400 month total at 9%. In 15 years, you've got $150,000, enough for a house deposit in most Aussie cities outside Sydney. Bump it to 600 month, cut more fat, hustle harder, and you're at $225,000. That's not rich lister territory yet, but it's a hell of a lot more than zero. The trick? Start now. Every year you wait slashes your compound growth. Transformation. Story. Meet Jess, a 28-year-old Brissy barista, was living paycheck to paycheck in 2022. $45K salary, $500 in savings, $10K credit card debt. She found this Playbook vibe online, ditched her save everything mindset, and acted. She used Pocketbook to cut $150 month in waste, paid off her card in 18 months, then threw $200 month into Rise and $100 into Brick X. She also started dog walking on Paw Shake for $200 month. By 2025, she's debt-free, with $8,000 invested and $3K in emergency cash. Not a millionaire, but she's breathing easy and eyeing a unit deposit by 2028. Jess didn't win lotto. She stole the playbook. Your turn, action stations. Pick one step today, download Rise and chuck in $20. List something on Gumtree. Check. Brick X listings. Don't overthink it. Momentum beats perfection. The rich listers didn't wait for the right time. They started scrappy and scaled. You've got the tools. Now it's on you. All right, mate. We've made it. The finish line of this wild ride through the rich listers playbook. We've gone from eyeballing their flashy lives in Block 1 to cracking open their mindset in Block 2 to nicking their practical moves in Block 3. Now it's time to tie it all together, take a good hard look at where you're headed, and fire up that spark to actually do something about it. This isn't just about money. It's about taking back control, ditching the stress, and building a life where you're not just surviving, but bloody thriving. Let's wrap it up with a bang. Think about where you're at right now. Maybe you're knackered from a 12-hour shift, scrolling this on your phone while the kids are screaming or the landlord's chasing rent. Maybe you're staring at a bank balance that's more red than a kangaroo in the outback sun. It's heavy, isn't it? That feeling of being stuck, like no matter how hard you graft, the finish line keeps moving. But here's the truth we've uncovered. It doesn't have to stay that way. The rich listers aren't superheroes. They're just Aussies who figured out the game and played it smarter. And now you've got their playbook, not to copy their mansions or private jets, yet, but to start stacking wins that matter to you. Picture this. 5 years from now, you've followed the steps. You've chucked $200 a month into Raise or Spaceship, turning it into $15,000 with compound growth. You've hustled a side gig, maybe Airbnb or flogging gear, pulling an extra $300 a month, half of which you've invested, half built into a safety net. That credit card debt? Gone, because you hacked your budget like a pro. You're not rich yet, but you're breathing easier. Maybe you've got a deposit for a little place in Tassie or a chunk of cash to take the family on a proper holiday. No more, we'll do it next year. That's not a fantasy. It's what discipline in the playbook can do. Compare that to doing nothing, 5 more years of flat wages, rising rents, and that sinking gut feeling. Which version of you wins? The rich listers know this secret. Money's not the goal, it's the enabler. Gina Reinhardt didn't grind to buy more handbags. She built an empire that gives her freedom, power, and legacy. You don't need a mining fortune, but you can steal that principle. Every dollar you save, invest, or hustle isn't just cash, it's a step toward calling the shots in your life. No more begging the boss for a day off, no more dodging bills, no more "I can't afford it" when your kid wants to play footy. That's what smashing your money goals looks like. Not a Lambo, but liberation. And it starts with the moves we've laid out. Small investments, smart leverage, multiple streams, and a bit of bloody grit. Let's reflect for a sec. Back in Block 1, we hit you with the harsh reality. The wealth gap's growing, and the old Aussie dreams on life support. Block 2 showed you the why. They think different, act different. Block 3 gave you the how. Apps, hustles, numbers you can run yourself. Now it's on you. The playbook's yours, but it's not a magic wand. It's a toolbox. You've got to pick it up and swing. Jess, our barista from Block 3, didn't wait for a knight in shining armor. She started small, stuck with it, and turned her life around. You can too. The only thing stopping you is inertia, that "she'll be right" vibe that keeps us comfy but broke. Kick it to the curb. Here's your future if you do. In 10 years, that $400 a month at 9% becomes $80,000. Add a side hustle pumping $200 a month into it, and you're at $134,000. That's a house deposit in Adelaide, a business startup fund, or a nest egg to tell your 9-to-5 to shove it. Discipline's the key, not luck, not a rich uncle, just you showing up every day. The rich listers don't fluke it, they commit. And yeah, it's hard. You'll miss a few beers with the boys, or skip that new iPhone. But when you're sipping a cold one on your own deck, debt-free and stress-free, you'll thank yourself. So, final call to action time. Let's make this real. Step 1. Pick one thing from Block 3 today. Download Rise. List something on Gumtree, check BrickX. 10 minutes, done. Step 2. Tell someone. Share this with a mate who's as skint as you. Accountability's gold. Step 3. Subscribe. Hit that button so you don't miss the next vid. We're diving deeper into hacks like tax loopholes, crypto plays, and more. And step 4. Comment below. Tell me, what's your money goal? A house? A holiday? Just getting out of the red? I read every one, and we're in this together. This playbook's not about becoming a rich lister overnight. It's about stealing their edge to build your own story. You're not lashed to broke anymore. You've got the keys. So, what's it gonna be? Another year of maybe later, or the start of something epic? I reckon you're tougher than that. Let's smash it. Now I want to hear from you. Did this hit home? Helped you see a way forward? Drop your thoughts below. And if you want more vids to flip your financial life, subscribe now. We're mates in this mess, and we're getting out together.